Good morning, everybody. Today is August 14, the day before Our Lady's Assumption, the feast or solemnity that we celebrate. And today is also special because it is the memorial of Saint Maximilian Kolbe, priest and martyr, a martyr of World War II. And he is a Franciscan conventual, so a shout out to my friends who are from this order, the Franciscan conventuals, Father JV and Father Joshua and others who have been my classmates in theology. One thing that I remember very well was that was 24 years ago. I'm now 48, and so that was when I was 24, when I was in practical training here in Don Bosco, Canlubang. I wrote a play, a musical, together with Mr. Jude Gitamundok, and I did the libretto and the lyrics of the play. And the title of the play is Queen's Night. You would see there at the inset, there's a copy of the first page. Well, I have compiled the plays that I have written, and this is one of the musicals, the Queen's Night. And the date written there is August 1996, such that next year, it's already 25 years since I've written this. And it's something still vivid in my mind. So many who have been part of this play. There was a rerun in 2010, and I think that was directed by Father Donny Duya, and he was still a practical trainee at that time. And I think the one who played Maximilian, if I'm not mistaken, was Brother Daniel Gonzalez. But here, earlier, on August 14, 1996, this was staged as an academia, what we usually show on the eve of the feast of Our Lady. And I decided to write, months before I decided to write about Maximilian Kolbe. The one who played Maximilian Kolbe was then seminarian Roland Impleo, who is a great singer. Another great singer was the young Maximilian, Raymond. That's Raymond Kolbe. That is Stephen Borja, who was also then a seminarian. And other big names like now Father Anthony Coloma, and then also Michael Carlos. And then among the FMA, there was Sister Cynthia Calabig and Sister Mary Jane Borja, and so on. A lot of people whom you would know, common friends who have been part of this endeavor. Well, I just would like to focus on something about Maximilian, that when he was young, Raymond Kolbe, he had a dream or a vision, and he saw himself together with the Blessed Mother. And he called out, as in the lyrics that I've written, "O Blessed Maria, what will I be? From the shackles of dawn, when I will be free. O Blessed Mama, what will become of me?" And then I put there the lines of Mary, "Raymond, I'm Maria, come close to me. Calling, speaking out your name, listen to me. I have known you from birth, my Son has called you by name, to be for mankind the witness and the living flame. And thus you shall march toward this end and seek your aim." And then, spoken lines, Mary asked Raymond, "Son, which do you want of these, the red or the white crown?" Raymond asked the young Maximilian, "What does each crown mean?" And Mary said, "The white one is for purity, the red one for martyrdom." And Raymond made a good choice. "I want them both. I want to be pure. I want to be a martyr." And so there in that picture, you would see Maximilian, of course this is an artist's rendition, bearing those two crowns, the white crown and the red crown, symbolizing purity and martyrdom. And he was given both. Mary said, "And so you shall be a witness for my Son to all the world, a light for everyone." And Raymond would say, "May your Son help me to carry on." It was then, it was very prophetic. Why? Because that he would die for his brother. for brother meaning for another person. And that happened when he was in Auschwitz, in a certain bunker. And before that, how come he was put to death? And there were prisoners who escaped. So there was one who ran away, and then 10 will have to replace him. And so the commandant was choosing, and he chose 10 men, and one by one, and they were asked to go to the underground bunker where they will be starving to death. And then one of the 10 shouted out that he could not die, he should not die. Why? Because he has a family. And he was asking, my children, what will become of you? What will become of you? My wife, your father now leaves, what's there to do? Who will pull you out of this strife? And Father Maximilian, who was in the concentration camp also, he told the commandant, sir, I beg your permission, I wish to speak. For his children and wife, tomorrow looks bleak. The place of that man is all that I ever seek. And he was asked, maybe the commandant was puzzled, and why? And Maximilian said, because I am old and feeble, and he has a wife and children. And the commandant asked, who are you? And a very solemn response, I am a Catholic priest. And with that response, the commandant accepted. I accept. And so he was included among the 10 who went to the starvation bunker. And it was a difficult ordeal for all of them. And in that time that he was in the bunker, I interpreted it in that way that he was at peace and he was ready to give his soul or to give his life for God. And I placed it there, Father Maximilian, played by Roy Empleo. He was singing, there was so much energy within my soul. I was the master and the rider of the foal. And then I saw that life's a bumpy ride. Thank God I held on to the rein deep inside. Then in a sudden flash the day, so different from the world of play, a threshold beckons at the end of the way. And then would come the chorus, and everyone would be singing characters from the different moments of the play, and they would all come up with that climax where Maximilian would sing, my blood I'll shed it like a soldier to hasten the conquest of the world for her. The Lord said that there is no greater love than this, for a man to die for his brother. And after that climax, I put in the play these last words, a description as how it happened in that cell block 14 in Auschwitz. The camp executioner enters, checks the pulse of the men in the bunker, and 6 have died and 4 remain alive, though weak. And he injects each of the 4 with carbolic acid. And he injects Father Kolbe last. And then the voice of Bruno Borgovich, who was saying, when I went into the bunker to remove the corpses, I saw that Father Maximilian's body was very clean and luminously glowing. His face beamed with peace, in contrast to the other dead, whose bodies stretched out on the floor were soiled, and whose faces showed suffering. He was no longer alive, but he appeared as if he were. His face was glowing with light. His eyes were wide open and concentrated on one point. His whole appearance was one in ecstasy. It was a sight I shall never forget. Dear friends, This is a martyr in the last century, which is still fresh to us. A martyr who died in World War II. And his martyrdom is a death that was offered for the life of another person, for the life of his brother. We may not be called, I always say this, we may not be called to this kind of martyrdom. If it comes into our life, then it's a gift. But we should always live as how the Lord would like us to live, according to His will. That we, in our own volition, maybe we would not have the chance to offer our life for our brothers and sisters, the way Maximilian had offered his life for a brother, but that we would be generous, we would be of service to all of them. I wish you all the best, and I also greet you in advance. Happy Feast Day. I'll be giving my good morning talk tomorrow on Mary's Assumption into heaven. And with that, I wish you all a good day. God bless you.